everyone. So I am a developer advocate at Google, and I'm based in the UK. I'm also a developer myself, so I really know where you guys are coming from, and I'm excited to be here seeing so many amazing games out there. So let's start with this. You all know this guy. Now, what does it mean to develop for Android? As you know, and you've probably been told quite often, that Android is a rapidly growing platform. But in fact, Android is now a huge platform with over 1 billion activated devices already. And you know what's the cool thing? It's actually still growing. We have 1.5 million activated devices every day. But what does it all mean for gamers and game developers? Well, the fact is, statistics show that we have 3.4 in all Android users playing games on their devices. And for revenue on the developer side, developers have been paid 4 times more in 2013 than they have in 2012. That means that your games and applications are making money. Now, another cool thing about Android being an open platform is that you get all kinds of cool developments on top of it. Like I've seen here people making virtual reality headsets, and you know the Oculus Rift as well. You have consoles, and you have the virtual reality headsets, and just a ton of other cool projects, like even the Amazon TVs using Android as the base. OK, so you want to make a game. And you need to think about all kinds of problems, such as which platform you're going for, or maybe it's cross-platform. Then you actually have the game design. And how do you get that cool idea outside to the public? Now, you know, there is publishing and analytics involved, but let's start with engagement. For that, we've made the Google Play Game Services. What does it mean for you? The Play Game Services is a collection of features, including social features such as leaderboards and multiplayer, as well as engagement such as achievements and cloud save abilities. You can develop for it via multiple languages and APIs and game engines such as Unity to make it easier. It works just the same on Android and iOS. And it's really important to say, even though we made Android and we support it, iOS is also a very big platform, and we support games everywhere. Now, to see how it works, we're going to take a sample of a few gamers and see how they interact with it. Here's an interesting one. Her name is Jenny. And Jenny is a hardcore gamer. She plays 30 hours and more every week, and she has a large social circle online. She plays games from StarCraft and Smash It, Flappy Bird, and others. Now, Jenny is also an achiever. She tries to find every possible thing she can do in a game. So, you know, from batter on cat to get infinite physics, or just winning the game and finding all the Easter eggs out there. So how is it done? Well, how many of you have played this game, Plague Incorporated? OK, so you know what's it about. You have the Earth, and you engineer a virus or bacteria to eradicate all humans. That's cool. But once you've done it, why should you keep back and playing? Well, with achievements, you find out there are a lot more things to do. You can start World War III, or even affect astronauts in space. How cool is that? Now, Jenny is also a very competitive person, and she needs a way to interact with her friends to just show who's the best player. How is it done? Well, you probably know leaderboards from games on PC and mobile, or social games on web. So we have a very good system for leaderboards where you can submit your scores for your players to engage with their friends. And the nice thing about it, you can interact both socially with your circles and with the public. So you can see how your friends doing and how's all the gamers playing the game doing. Now, the cool thing about having a large social circle on games is that you can also get multiplayer invitations and play with your friends. Now, if you want to play with random people, we also have an auto-matching service which does it all for you. How does it work? So you might know that matchmaking is quite a difficult problem. And if you're making a turn-based multiplayer or real-time, you really want to get and develop the game and not worry about servers and infrastructures, as well as connecting players together. Let's take a look at how it's done. So you might have players in Krakow and a third player in San Francisco, and you need to connect them together. But with ping times and latency issues, that doesn't always work very well, and the game just gets not so fun for everyone. But with the Play Game services, we actually take it all and handle it for you. So you can just focus on making your game, instead of worrying about latency and connecting people around geographic location. Another cool thing is if the connection is blocked by firewall or just bad internet, we actually reroute it through our own servers and send it back to the players so they can still play the game. Now, since you already tap into the Play services, you also get not just the game code for multiplayer handled for you, but everyone is suddenly a gamer, because your friends can invite anyone to their social circle. They can just get their friends join the fun, and they get a notification to install the game and join it, and you get another player. Now, like I said, this is not only Android. Our services are focused on Android and iOS, and this is really cool because it actually connects players where you couldn't do it before. You have the same API for all the players everywhere. So this is a demo running on the Nexus 5 and an iPad mini of a game called Battle Pillars. And that's just making your life so much easier. But, OK, seems like I have a notification. And you might have been, anyone here been at GDC recently or saw our announcements from there? So how many of you have gifting in games or trading? OK, so recently I've added a gifting API for our Play services, and let's check out how it works. Now, you have your gift sender, and they can choose who to send a gift to. That then goes to our cloud, and the receiver gets notification, which he can then look and choose to accept. Now, Android will ask him, do you have the game already? Or not, because if you don't, he'll be directed to install the game, which is really good for you as a developer because you get another player. Now, we finally have our gift, and if you have sent an extra life, you can open it and get an extra life. Now, we have seen that gifts bring people together. Not only it makes it fun to interact with one another and send items or trade, but for developers, they get more games because they get interaction from their friends, from the players' friends. But that's actually not all. So after you have opened your gift, you send a notification back to the server, which goes back to the player. And on the device, you can decide to reward the sender with another present. So if you send an extra life, you can get more coins or reward. And this increases engagement and spreads the game from friends because they want to get a reward as well. So they get an incentive to share their game. OK, so your players got a lot of progress in the game. They have gathered some gifts, and they want to continue playing. So you save the game on the device. But some players have multiple devices, or maybe you're going on a business trip, and you just can't use the same device. So how do you handle it? So if you log in to the Play services, you can save all your data into the cloud storage. Then when you log from any other device, you get your gear and items kept for you. So this is how Shanee interacts with the Play Game services. And this is how a large number of players actually interact. Sorry, guys. OK, so let's see how you can implement it. Now, if you're working with Java or Objective-C, you can just go in and work with your platform. But if you're using C++ or Unity, we have a plugin to do it easy for you. Now, if you're working on a Chrome browser game or PC, you can just use our REST API and just use a curl and have it all for you. But you'll need to handle with the UI. Now, these are the features which are implemented on each API. And don't worry, because we're really listening to feedback and trying to expand it and make it a lot better for you. Now, I'm a C++ programmer. I actually develop games, and I'm really happy about the latest announcement we had at GDC. In fact, we are now having a C++ API, which is working on both iOS and Android. Now, I want to take a look how it actually works. Now, if you've worked, how many people here actually worked with the Play Game services on Android or iOS? OK, so not many. Now, in Android and iOS, you used to need to have either your Java API or your Objective-C API. But now you have one API which works the same on both platforms. The only difference is that you need to give an Android platform configuration, which on Android, you set it with your JNI object for the application activity. And on iOS, you set the application key from the developer console and the view controller for showing pop-ups in the UI. Next, you create a builder. The builder allows you to make The builder allows you to choose your log preferences and your callbacks. You can set what to do when the authentication started and when the authentication completed. You then check for any errors and proceed with actually connecting the player with their friends. Now, after you set these callbacks, you create the client, and you can tap into all of our services. You can easily show a UI to show all your achievements and unlock new achievements or increment ones which need steps. Achievements don't always have just locked or unlocked. Sometimes you need 100 candies to get new achievements or kill 20 monsters. Now, the leaderboards. We have an API which allows you different type of leaderboards. So if you are playing a game like Smash Hit, you have distance-based leaderboard and score-based, or how many blocks have you smashed. You can choose which leaderboard to show or submit score to the different leaderboards. Now, if you don't like how the APIs look like, because they might break immersion and not be so cool for your game, you can just fetch all the data and present it however you like with your own UI systems. OK, so you've made your game, and you published it and handled marketing and platform. But how is it doing? How well is your game performing? We are really proud to announce that we have the Play Game statistics. Let's have a look what it is all about. The Play Game statistics gives you an overview of players and engagement. So on the dashboard, you have a view of your recent player statistics and your active users, as well as the retention metrics. So you know how many people have installed your games and how many people keep playing it after 1, 2, or 7 days. Next, you have some engagement metrics, such as how many people have unlocked my achievements, or how many people have sent new score to the leaderboards. Then you can find out if an achievement is being found or not. But let's take a closer look about it soon. First, we'll look at players. In players, you can find how many new players you have every day and how many people keep returning. You have more comprehensive graph for every day, every month, and the lifetime of your game. Now, after that, you want to see your retention metric. So you have new games, but what does it mean if they don't keep returning? You all know that a good user is a user which comes back and pays money. And for that, you need to make sure that your game is very engaging. So you have so many achievements, but how well are they? Can players actually find them? Here you can follow each individual achievement and discover how well it is doing. And then, for example, you can find if an achievement is impossible, or you can decide if you want to make an achievement harder or easier. OK, so that's almost done. But let's have a quick recap on what we have here. So you have the Play Game services, and you can use it to engage your players with achievements and have them engage their friends with competitive leaderboards and social leaderboards on public and their social circles. Next, you can have your players send gifts to their friends, which are then saved into our cloud and loaded on any other device they have. Finally, you have multiplayer API to make turn-based or real-time multiplayer games, so your players can interact with their friends in real time and invite them to their game. Finally, you can see how the game is doing well and are the people interacting with the achievements. How well is it doing and how much money is it making you? OK, that's all for today. And I really hope to see what kind of games you're going to come with today. So if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, first of all, probably this is a slide to just have a picture of. And now, waiting for questions or comments. Any experiences, unique occasion to talk straight to the Google. Okay.
Hello, my name is Igor, and I'm a mobile game developer, and I'm just wondering how to increase game visibility in the store, in particular premium game model, because well, this all these tips it fits rather to freemium stuff. And what about paid premium games? Thank you.
So you're asking about how to promote premium games and
how to increase the visibility in the store.
Okay, well, if you have a premium game, the best way to, of course, is have high-quality game. These metrics do not offer any good service. You have publishing and ads, but I don't have any good service to offer you for this. But we are looking for ways to increase the publicity of good games. And we are really working hard on finding a very good solution. This is a very difficult problem with so many games coming on. But we're always looking for feedback, and we're trying to do our best.